decided to put some of these in writing and share them with you. And just for your information, all these stories are 100% true. They come from my family members and friends and acquaintances. And they are real-life stories. Some people's names have been changed to protect their identity. The events are 100% real though. Just to inform you, the majority of these stories were shared with me by males. Because females are generally more reserved and modest when it comes to such topics.
So without further ado, let's get right into it.
Story no.
1. Two strangers meet at the beach.
A guy and a girl decide to take a walk together along the beach.
They start talking and flirting, and eventually they end up kissing each other passionately.
At that moment, the girl's veil flies off her head and falls into the sea.
The guy immediately jumps into the water to retrieve the veil, but the girl stops him and says, "Oh, no, don't bother.
I'm sure it's lost forever." She then takes off her sunglasses, revealing her beautiful face. The guy is stunned by her beauty. The girl, taking advantage of his distraction, quickly swims away from him and disappears into the sea. The guy comes back to his senses and realizes he had just experienced one of the most unforgettable moments of his life. He dives into the sea and starts searching for the girl, but she has vanished without a trace. He spends the whole day looking for her, but to no avail. Eventually, he gives up and goes home, wondering if he was dreaming or if this truly happened. Days go by and the guy can't stop thinking about the mysterious girl. He keeps replaying their encounter in his mind, wondering who she was and where she went. He decides to return to the beach every day in the hopes of seeing her again. But weeks turn into months, and still, there is no sign of the girl.
The guy eventually moves on with his life, but he never forgets the mysterious girl from the beach.
Story no. 2. The forbidden love between a maid and a prince.
Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there lived a beautiful princess who was known for her kindness and grace. She had everything one could ever wish for, but her heart was empty because she couldn't find true love. One day, her father, the king, hired a new maid for the palace. The maid was a simple and humble woman who worked hard to earn her keep. Despite her humble beginnings, she was kind, compassionate, and intelligent. As days turned into weeks, the princess and the maid became close friends. They shared secrets, dreams, and aspirations. The princess was drawn to the maid's humility and strength, while the maid admired the princess's kindness and generosity. However, their friendship was forbidden because of their social status. The princess knew that her father would never approve of a commoner as her husband. Despite the obstacles, the two women fell deeply in love with each other. They exchanged vows of love and commitment and decided to marry in secret. However, their happiness was short soon. The king discovered their relationship and was furious. He banished the maid from the kingdom and forbade the princess from seeing her again. The princess was heartbroken, but she knew that she couldn't disobey her father.
She watched as her lover disappeared into the distance, and she couldn't help but shed a few tears.
But the princess was determined to find a way to be reunited with her lover. She disguised herself as a commoner and set out to find the maid. She traveled to different villages and cities, asking everyone she met if they had seen the maid. Finally, after many months, she found the maid working in a small cottage as a servant. The princess was overjoyed and she immediately revealed her true identity to the maid. The maid was shocked, but she was also happy to see the princess.
The two women embraced each other tightly and promised to be together forever.
This time, there was no obstacle that could stand in their way. Story no. 3. Forbidden love between a tourist and a local. A
A tourist visiting a Middle Eastern country meets a local man who becomes his tour guide.
They quickly become friends.
And the tourist falls in love with the man's charm and charisma.
However, the tourist is engaged to be married back home and feels torn between his fiancée and his new friend. Despite the internal conflict, the tourist continues to explore the Middle Eastern country with his new friend. They visit ancient ruins, bustling markets, and hidden gems off the beaten path. As they spend more time together, the bond between the tourist and the local man deepens. They share stories, laughter, and experiences that create lasting memories. But the guilt of betraying his fiancée eats away at the tourist's conscience. He begins to question his feelings and the purpose of his journey. The weight of his decision becomes unbearable, and the tourist confesses his love to his fiancée. He chooses to end his friendship with the local man and return home. Back in his home country, the tourist realizes that his engagement was a mistake and he had true love all along. Meanwhile, the local man moves on with his life, cherishing the memories he made with the tourist and hoping for his own happily ever after. Story no. 4. Love triangle gone wrong. A woman in a conservative Middle Eastern country finds herself in a forbidden love triangle. She is engaged to a wealthy older man, but her heart belongs to her cousin, who is considered a forbidden lover due to their close family ties. Torn between her duty to her family and her love for her cousin, she seeks solace in her best friend, who happens to be the son of her father's business partner. The woman pours her heart out to her best friend, sharing her feelings of being trapped in an unwanted engagement. As they spend time together, they grow closer and develop feelings for each other. Unbeknownst to them, their late-night conversations are being monitored by someone. The woman's fiancé, driven by jealousy and suspicion, discovers their secret relationship. In a fit of rage, he confronts the woman, threatening to end both her and her cousin's lives. To protect her cousin and herself, the woman fakes her own death. With the help of her best friend, she stages a convincing scene, leaving behind a note that suggests she took her own life. The news of the woman's death reaches her cousin, who is devastated. Consumed by grief and anger towards the fiancé, he vows revenge. Meanwhile, the woman and her best friend flee to a foreign country where they can be together without fear of detection. They start a new life, leaving behind the drama and danger of their past. Years go by and the couple builds a happy life together. They get married and have children, and their love grows stronger with each passing day. However, their newfound happiness is short. The woman's fiancé, who had also moved to the same city, tracks them down. He seeks forgiveness for his past actions and reveals that he is now free from the constraints of his previous marriage. He proposes to the woman, offering her a chance to start over and be with him. Torn between her love for her current husband and the opportunity to be with her first love, the woman finds herself at a crossroads once again. And that's all for today! Thank you for watching! If you like these type of videos, please smash the like button. And if you want to hear more of these types of stories, subscribe for more content. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.